This letter that was written to the Philippians is what we know as one of the prison epistles. One of the letters that was written while Paul was in prison. I mean, that means he's writing this letter while he's not just in a jail cell, he's in chains. And Acts chapter, maybe we'll talk about it more tonight. Those of you who come out, we'll talk about it. Acts chapter 21 to 28 tells a story how Paul came to be in Rome. How he came to be where he was at. I mean, here's the thing. He was following his third missionary journey, and he had returned to Jerusalem, where not so long before he had been falsely accused. Anybody know someone else that was falsely accused and then inevitably crucified? It was Jesus. So here, one who's following Christ, the first apostle, he's been falsely accused. And listen, the Jews want him gone, and the Romans don't know what to do with him. Amen? But the whole thing is, he was accused of teaching things that were not according to the law. And during all that ruckus, he would end up in prison. But it could have ended up being mobbed by a group and killed. It could have ended up in his death. But instead of being killed, instead of being mauled, instead of being beaten up by the Jews, he was, I know how to put it. He was put into protective custody by the Romans. See, here's the thing. He really wasn't guilty of any wrongdoing. He wasn't guilty of wrongdoing against the Jews or the Romans. And so he was rescued by Roman soldiers who kept him in protected custody. But nobody really knew what to do with this guy. Someone said that about me just recently. I don't know that I like it or not. Because I look at what Paul had to go through. I mean, think about this. You remember the series Cheers? You like to go where everybody knows your name? I'm thinking in Paul's case, yeah, that wasn't necessarily the case. He still went, but it didn't necessarily mean he liked to go there. Jesus was the same way. Sometimes I go places that I'm not really liked too well. Amen? But here's the thing. So he's there. He's not guilty of anything they can charge him with. The Jews didn't want him to continue living, and the Romans didn't want to let him go, run free. But eventually Paul was given hearing.